You are listening to High Heels and High Chairs, voted the best online resource for busy moms who wish to stay strong, sexy, and centered in a world of spit up and sippy cups. Whether you're a new mom, a grandmom, a future mom, or somewhere in between, you'll love these priceless tips, tricks, and tools you will learn today. Here is your host, top female fat loss and hormone specialist, Dr. Michelle Sands.
Hi, and welcome back to High Heels and High Chairs, where we're talking about staying strong, sexy, and centered in a world of spit up and sippy cups. I'm your host, Dr. Michelle Sands, and today we're talking with Lori Streater. Lori is the founder of Breakthrough Mind and Body, and she is just really passionate about helping people get over their self-limiting beliefs and really improve their health and fitness on a holistic level. So Lori is here with us today, and I'm super excited to have you and get really into this mind-body connection. Lori, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
So, Lori, I actually, one of my friends interviewed you a while back, and I just, listened to your interview, and I just felt as though I wanted you to share this with my audience because you really get deep into not only the body and getting fit from what you're eating and exercise, but also, the whole mindset part of it, and it's really the connection. Before we get into the topic, I would love if you would just go a little back into your journey and let us know who you are and how you got to be where you are today as the CEO of Breakthrough Mind and Body.
Sure. So, my name is Lori, and I own Breakthrough Mind and Body, which is focused on fitness, nutrition, and personal development. I teach people how to build healthy habits, not ridiculous restrictions, so that they can live in a body and life that they love, because it's not just our body, it's our entire life. So our wellness is not just what we eat, it's not just how we move, it's not just how we think, it is all of it. It's our social wellness, our financial wellness, everything. Mm-hmm. So that is what I've really discovered over my journey. And I was a therapist, and I actually am still a licensed clinical therapist in the state of Illinois. And I worked in this field of psychology for going on about 10 years now. And what I found after I had my son, I wasn't able to work out while I was pregnant or anything, so I really had to start from scratch in regards to my own physical health. And the adjustment to motherhood, as difficult as it is, so throwing that in the mix, it was a huge pivotal moment in life and game changer for me. So after I had my son, I realized that it wasn't just about what I was eating. It wasn't about my exercise and getting back into shape, and my mindset had a lot to do with how I was treating myself and whether or not I was going to enjoy my post-baby body and treat it well. So I really started to focus on that, and along the way, I got back in shape. I felt really good about things. People started asking me for help, so I went and obtained personal training and nutrition certifications and really honed in on the whole body wellness aspect of it. And because I have my clinical license, I really can tap into the behavior change and really go deep into the mindset piece of it.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. That's huge, because with that background in psychology and really knowing how the mind works, that really gives you a lot of insight. Because I know, for myself and for my clients and patients, a lot of it is mindset. We do a lot of work on mindset, and then we get you an eating program, and a lot of times people are just confused because there's give me the diet. Can you just give me the diet and the workout? Why are we doing all this woo-woo stuff?
Right.
So I was wondering what you find women, specifically moms, after you have your baby and your body's not what it used to be, what do you find as a limiting mindset that they might have?
Well, I think, there's a lot of people say no excuses and things like that, but when we have limiting beliefs, they're very real to us. And thinking that we don't have the support, that we don't have the time, that we don't have the resources and things like that, that is very real. It is not a fake excuse that we've made up just to get out of going to the gym or something like that. Those feelings and those limiting beliefs are really real. So when we look at things differently and take a different perspective, or you work with a coach or somebody who's been there and can tailor things to your life, because everybody's different, we know that, and everybody's situation is different, we can really look at what they need and what works for their life and dispel the myths and these, quote-unquote excuses that they've brought up in their head and have believed for however long.
Right. So you always, I love in your intro, you're saying, like, you don't believe in ridiculous restrictions. And that's when people think about getting back into shape, especially if they've been away from fitness for a while, if they've never had optimal fitness. Like, ridiculous restrictions is pretty much the name of the game when it comes to mainstream, diet and exercise programs. So how do you get around that for your clients?
So I think we have if I just tell myself I can't eat that, or I can't do that, or I can't skip my workout, then when we do and we binge and we go overboard, then we feel incredibly guilty and we go into this cycle of self-sabotage. And then we feel even worse than we did a month ago, or however long ago it was.
Right.
So the first thing I really have to tap into is what are their I can'ts, and what have they built up in their head. So, simple things like teaching people just drink more water, lessening pop or juice, things like that. It's a good tip. But when we add in healthy habits and we really put a lot of positive focus on them, instead of I just can't have pop or I just can't have wine or whatever it is, when we focus on just putting a lot of positive spins and things on the healthy habits, it will edge out the bad stuff and it will happen naturally. So anything,
that's perfect.
Yeah,
your example is actually perfect. Because when I was known as a Diet Coke and Pepsi addict for the long, and even as a health coach and naturopathic doctor, it's really embarrassing. It was really embarrassing because I was not doing what I said, and the only way I would try to not have it. I tell my husband hi to him, and I really find myself going back. But the only way I was able to get over that was to have this goal of drinking a gallon and a half, 2 gallons of water per day. And the fact of the matter was, I just couldn't take in any more liquids. So
right.
Just had to go. So that's so funny that you use that example, because I was like, oh my God, she knows me. She's been watching. But it works. It really does work, because I didn't focus on the deprivation of not having. I had to focus on the goal of having the water. So, switching that focus really is the game changer, I think, for a lot of people, is because you're right. When you tell people you can't have this and you can't have that and make sure you don't do that and never do this, then that's the focus, is the negative.
Right, and then they just think, they kind of get into a resentful mindset, and then they get angry at themselves and they're disappointed with themselves, and then they think they make bad decisions, and that translates well beyond the one decision that they make that necessarily wasn't quote-unquote good. So, the more healthy habits we build in, we feel better. And when we start to feel the results, we want them more, and it just edges out the stuff that's not necessarily serving us.
So you talk a lot about healthy habits, and I know you talk to your patients, your clients about, creating daily, practices or rituals to help them get what they want in life. So can you talk a little bit about what that might look like?
Yeah, so I think, a really easy way to look at daily habits and things like that, people think, oh my gosh, my day changes day to day, or, we're talking about moms here.
Especially moms, right?
No mom's day is ever the same as it was yesterday or last Monday or whatever. There's a lot of wrenches that can get thrown into the mix. So when we look at that stuff, we want to build in things that are realistic for us, and that means something different to everybody.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, because a lot of times moms will come to me and they feel as though they're failing, or they feel as though something's wrong with them. Because they're trying to follow these like one of the things was there was a book out recently, and I can't remember the name. It was the morning miracle morning. It's a great concept. It's to get up like an hour earlier and to practice all these personal development skills like for 10 minutes each, and then that's how you start your day, and it's going to make you more productive. It's going to make you, healthier, happier. However, like you mentioned, as a mom, you don't know if your son's going to wake up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. or 3 a.m. or he's not even going to sleep all through the night or whatever it might be, or, someone hurts their finger, or, there's another emergency with the dog, or, whatever it might be. But moms can't do that. So I love the way you give permission to modify however it might be to fit each person's individual life, because that's really what it's all about.
Yeah, and something super simple. You don't have to get up an hour, half an hour before you usually do, or if you get out of bed and go get your baby because you woke up early and then you're like, oh, but I didn't do my morning ritual. Something super simple that your listeners and your readers and your fans can do is have a mantra set up that is aimed at their goals, and a positive self-serving statement. And before they even get out of bed, before they look at their phone in the morning, repeat that mantra out loud in their head, whatever, before they even get out of bed. So that's a super simple morning ritual that you don't have to get up 45 minutes earlier for. Every morning when I wake up, I have a mantra that I say before I really even open my eyes. And my son is in a pretty good routine. He's 5, so this is something that's been into practice for a long time. So I have my, my morning mantra that serves me and my goals and where I'm at in life. And I get up and I meditate, and then I'll, have whatever my morning drink is, a shake or greens, or make sure I get some water. And we just have to set super simple things up in the day, in the morning. Setting our day up for success is key. And it doesn't have to be anything super complicated. Just a really cool mantra that is self-serving can make a world of difference. Or 2 minutes of meditation, that can set your entire day up for success.
Can you give us an example of what a mantra might sound like for someone who is possibly maybe looking to lose a little weight, maybe wanting to spend more time with their husband and working on their career?
So just a kind of a watered-down version of mine. It doesn't have to be anything long or anything, but just I'm happier and healthier than I was yesterday. Something super simple. That way, whatever their goals are, if their goal is to get healthier, if their goal is to feel loved, if their goal is to get stronger, make sure that those words are in there. I'm only getting stronger. That's something when we're at the gym or things like that, we're often like, oh my God, I can't do this. I can't do one more rep. I can't run on the treadmill. But if we have it in our head, I'm only getting stronger, that's such a positive self-serving statement and mantra that you're going to keep going and finish whatever you're doing. So whatever your goal is, just kind of center your mantra around that, whether it's I'm happier and healthier today than I was yesterday, or I'm only getting stronger. It doesn't have to, people overcomplicate things, and it's a super simple process. And I help people write mantras all the time. You can even Google them, mantras for weight loss or things like that. So it's, don't overcomplicate it.
So I know, like, there's someone out there thinking, but I don't feel happier and healthier, or I'm not strong. Like someone who's not feeling that in the moment, who's really struggling. How can you get past that and really, put this into use and really believe it when you're saying it?
So our mind doesn't know what's actually real and what isn't. And that's a really cool piece about psychology and affirmations and mantras and stuff like that. So our mind doesn't know what's reality and what's not. That's why visualization and meditation and things are so powerful, because we can visualize. If you think, you sit and you close your eyes and you have a really strong visualization of laying on a beach and you're feeling the warmth and you have a drink in your hand and you hear the waves and you use all your senses in your visualization, you don't really know that that's not happening. Your subconscious doesn't know that. So when we use mantras, when we're ingraining them in our brains and we're working out and using them, when we have physical movement to do with it, or we're meditating, or we're using a mantra, the repetition of it is creating new synapses in the brain that are making it essentially true.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah, so the more we use it and the more we put it on repeat and the more we tell ourselves, the stronger the synapses, essentially little sparks in your brain, the stronger they become and the more it becomes real and the more, again, the healthy habits, the more it edges out the I suck, I'm too big, I will never do this, things like that. That's why we want to use affirmations. That's why we want to reframe negative thoughts, because we have to reframe them, because we need to kind of change what we're thinking.
So we have the mantra in the morning, a little bit of meditation for people who don't meditate, just focus on breathing. Is that what you would recommend for someone who's like, I can't not think about it, especially moms? We're always thinking about something. We're always thinking about the next thing. So how would we meditate? It will be a good starter meditation.
So a super simple way to start meditating is just to sit maybe for 2 minutes, a minute, 2 minutes, and just sit and focus on your breath. And your thoughts are going to come and go. They're not going to stop. You continue to bring your attention to your breath. And while you're breathing, you can repeat a mantra, something like strength begins with me, or I am strong, I am capable, I'm loved, whatever it is, and you can just put that on repeat. You can say it out loud, you can say it in your head, but just continue to focus on your breath and stay relaxed and let thoughts come and go and come back to your breath, and don't judge them. Don't go to a place of, oh my God, I do have so much to do. Stay in the moment and
don't say I suck at meditation.
This isn't working, or I have so much to do, or just let yourself stay there and focus on your breath, and it can be a huge asset to anybody's day.
I love it. That doesn't have to happen in the morning, right? Like if you get up and your kids are already up, it's okay to do that later in the day, maybe when they take a nap or whatever you're going to change.
Yeah.
Is it okay to do it?
Just like exercise, just like anything, we fit it in, especially as moms, we fit it in where we can. So it's a really good practice. It's 2 minutes. I think we all have 2 minutes. So it's a really good practice in a way, and something, a tool that we can use to set up our day for success. But we don't have to do it in the morning. It's something I choose to do in the morning, but sometimes I do meditate at the end of the day to decompress.
Perfect. So you had mantras, you had meditation. You have a couple other practices that you recommend people engage in if they're looking to make that transformation of the mind body.
Yeah.
One of them. Sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, were you going to reference gratitude?
I was. That's exactly what I was going to ask you about.
So gratitude is incredibly important, because when we are not grateful for what we have, we'll get more of it, essentially. And that issue of abundance and feeling fulfilled, if we're not truly grateful, that feeling won't be there. And gratitude just comes in the form of, I'm grateful that I woke up today. I'm grateful I have air in my lungs. When we're thinking about, wow, my thighs are really fat, or I'm not going to fit into skinny jeans, be grateful that you have 2 legs that carry you through your day. When my son is asking me question after question after question, and we all get to our moments where we get frustrated, I come to a place where there are parents out there who wish their kid could bug the crap out of them, quite honestly. When he's running around and he won't listen or something like that, there are definitely parents out there who their kids aren't physically capable, or, I have to come back to a place of complete gratitude, even when things are tough, and especially when things are tough.
And that is so powerful. You just said that, because it's true. There's parents out there that wishes their child could run, or could yell, or could do these things.
Or there's people that can't have kids at all.
Yes, exactly. Every day, I was one of them who had fertility issues for many years, and now I have my son, and every day when he wakes up, I'm just so happy that he's there, even if he's teething and crying and whatever it might be. It's just it's such a gift, and like even like you said, waking up, the fact that we have, you know, both hands and both legs, or if we have one, we have that one, you know, whatever it is that you have, it's amazing. It's a miracle that we're talking right now. You know, we can broadcast this message to, you know, thousands of moms out there who are now hearing it and going to implement these things in their life. So it's huge.
Yeah, and you know, whoever's listening right now, be grateful for technology that we're able to bring you that, you know, the small things, the big things, the more grateful we are. You know, if you're listening to this right now, you have more than enough. And that's what I like to come back to.
So do you recommend, like, writing down your things that you're grateful for, or to do that at the end of the day? I know I like to do it at the end of the day, but I don't know if there's a time when you recommend better, or just any time. What do you think about that?
It's become such a strong practice in my life that I do have a gratitude journal. I am guilty of not writing in it every day. There are some people who find really good success in writing it at the end of the day. There are some people who add things throughout the day. If they get a second, they leave it open on their desk or their counter or whatever it is. It doesn't matter, but just get into the really strong practice of feeling grateful and being able to come back to that place when you're struggling. So whatever you need to do to make that work for you.
Perfect. Yeah, I actually read a study where there was two groups, and one of the groups did a gratitude journal. Every night they would take at least 10 minutes to think about or write down. It was either or. And what they were grateful for in that day. And it was just a stream of consciousness, very small things, very big things, whatever they thought of. And then at the end of the 30 days, both groups, well, the one group wasn't doing it anyway, but that group stopped. And then what they did was they, like 6 months later, they found that the group that did the gratitude for 30 days straight and weren't required to do it any more than that, they were still like happier and healthier than the other group that didn't. So it really is a powerful thing that is probably beyond what we can comprehend as science and how it really works. But it really is that energy, I believe, that, you know, that you're putting into the positivity and the happiness that you're experiencing. Because when you're grateful, you can't be sad.
Right,
you know, so
that's
important.
And I think what people need to know is things like gratitude, meditation, mantras, affirmations, self-love, they only get stronger with practice. You can't do it one day. You can't do it for a week. You really can't do it for a couple weeks or a month and say, it doesn't work. It's something that you have to do consistently for probably a couple months. They say now that it's like 66 days to build a habit. So there's a lot of research that's come out about that in the field of psychology. So we have to remember that things like that, they only get stronger with practice. They're like a muscle.
Oh, did you just say it takes 66 days to build a habit?
Yeah, there's been a lot of research lately about that, yeah.
So I know
said like 21 days, 28,
that's
21,
why
28, 30.
21 day. Yeah, so it's 60. That's perfect. So, yeah, I think that you're starting to build it after 21 days, but it's very easy to relapse, right, after that. So that's really interesting, the 66 days. So putting this all together is just amazing, and I think, like, everyone making it their own is really, like, the message that you're giving us is, you know, however it works for you, but just getting those practices in and doing them consistently. Because I think once you do them consistently, it becomes part of your day and your life. And then it's not like you even have to, I'm sure you don't really think about it anymore. You just kind of do it as a practice that's part of like brushing your teeth. And for moms, what I really love is that we can totally incorporate our children into this. We can teach the children to practice gratitude. You know, you can have your children say affirmations. And I think, you know, giving them that head start into this type of powerful, positive mindset can really be life-changing for them. They don't have to go through a lot of things that we went through and then, you know, try to reverse it by doing these practices. They can just live these practices and be more present and be happy and be positive about their bodies and their minds. And I love that, you know, moms are listening to this because, you know, kids invariably will do what you do if they're exposed to it.
Yeah, and how do we teach our kids things like love and confidence and health and acceptance if we're not living it? We're their first line of visual. We're their first line of where they learn from. So we need to put that stuff into practice. But I think people like statistics. So what's really cool is we have about 90,000 thoughts a day, right? And the majority of those are on repeat. And the majority of those are negative. So if that doesn't tell you why healthy habits and things like affirmations and reframing negative thoughts and getting rid of self-limiting beliefs, if that doesn't explain very concretely why it's so important, I don't know what is, because the statistics in children are pretty similar. As far as 90,000 thoughts a day, the majority of them are on repeat, and the majority of those are negative. Statistics are pretty similar from adults to kids, and that's kind of scary.
Yeah, it breaks my heart to think that, like, my little son is thinking the majority of his thoughts, and I'm like, no.
Yeah. but it's true. Sorry. No, I just want to say real quick. It's true. We're constantly getting feedback, and kids are constantly getting feedback from teachers and media and TV and things like that. So, teaching them those healthy habits, it's imperative.
I love it. It's funny because, like, I always bring in the children and how it's going to affect them, because I know as moms, we're so nurturing and we so want to take care of everybody and everything except for ourselves. So when you realize that taking care of yourself is going to be taking care of your children and your family at the same time, like, that's kind of motivation to do it for yourself, because it's going to dramatically affect your children. Lori, this has been amazing information and really impactful. And I am super excited because you also have a free gift that you're giving to the listeners. It's the Mind Body Guide. Can you tell us a little bit about what's in there?
Yep, so they can sign up and receive, it's a free ebook, and it will kind of walk you through things that you need to ask yourself to figure out where you've been, but you unpack your bags in the past. Because in order for us to figure out where we want to go, we need to know where we've been, but we don't want to stay there. So figure out where you've been, figure out your intentions. It'll help you look at your goals and set your intentions, whether it be for the coming week or month or the rest of 2016. And in it also includes 7 of my best tips that I work with clients on in regards to starting their journey and things that they can build into their day. And what's really cool, too, is there's also a free bonus meditation in there to address any fear and the stuff that holds us back. So it'll give you a brief, really good meditation if that's not something that's already in your practice.
Oh, I love it. Perfect. And then everyone can find you at breakthroughmindandbody.com. I'm going to put the link to your website, and the link to the free gift is right next to this audio. So you just scoot over and make sure you pick those up. Lori, thank you so much for being here. It's been so inspiring and just a great conversation that needed to be had. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I hope everybody enjoys it and starts to put some of these healthy habits into play. It's powerful stuff.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. I hope that you guys have great value out of this, and that you'll put some of these practices into your daily life. So thank you again, and we will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you received a lot of value out of this interview. I know that I did. I want you to open up to the possibility of making this new year the greatest opportunity that you have had so far to improve your life. This is about breaking out of paradigms. It's about learning the art of living. It is about honoring who you are as a woman as you discover who you are as a mother. It is about taking care of your body, mind, and spirit so that you can take better care of your family and be a shining example, a role model for your children so that they can grow up to be healthy, happy, and successful. I promise to continue to bring you educational, empowering, and inspiring content to help you achieve the body that you dream about and the life that you are meant to live. Stay tuned for more value-packed interviews, and be sure to check out all the resources on my website metabolicmama.com. Until next time, wishing you a happy, healthy, hot day. Take care, mamas.